What's up, everyone? In this quick video, I want to go through my Stairs HDA node inside Houdini, and as the name might imply, we can create with it procedural stairs. So this video is going to be a guide how to best use this node and how to get also the best result, and some of the things to note when you are creating your own procedural stairs. So the idea of the node is pretty straightforward. We can create a stair that goes basically straight. We can go basically upwards or downwards, and all of this is controlled by the widget when you enter its view. Let me go ahead and maybe take these stairs. Let's take a look at them. So this is my one stair case, and the idea is that if you go ahead and enter its Python UR state, you're going to have a really cool so you're going to have a visualizer which says what's the angle of the stairs, and if you go look on the internet, it basically says the stair shouldn't really be above like a 30 or 35 degrees. So these stairs are maybe even a little bit too steep for your regular uh, stairs. So you can change it by using the widget, and basically these three sides control the width of it, the x, the length of it, and the height of it. And you can see once we make them higher, you will see that the angle increases. So if we want our angle to be something more reasonable, we have to extend, but it's always kind of a give and take relationship between them, because you actually want to make your stairs not too high. So if you go on the internet, the height of the stair, basically one step, should be around like a 17 centimeters. So if you take a look at this HDA, what you want to do is really pay attention to this step height parameter. You can see now my step height is 24 centimeters. So this is a little too much for single step for us to comfortably move the stairs. So what you have to do is go ahead and decrease it. So that means that the height has to come down. So I'm going to put it to the 17. These stairs looks good, but you see again the angle is only 22, and this stair length is pretty big. So obviously there are many different stairs, so maybe this is what you want. But for typical stairs, we want to go ahead and maybe decrease it until the angle is like a 30. And now with the good confidence, we can say these stairs would be something that a human could traverse easily with 17 centimeters height of it from each, basically the step height, which is a node, which is for stairs, this is called a thread. We can basically enable or disable it. And the riser is basically this front part of the stairs. We can also disable it. In this case, since these are more of a, maybe like a living inside the house, I have add some chamfer, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later. So these are a little fancier stairs. I'm going to leave them. But now we have something that would be good for traversing. But if you want to go ahead and increase it, you can see the step count does not increase the length of the stairs on the x-axis. So that means that also the step count is going to be tied to the rest of it. So if we want our stairs to be a little bit higher, we have to go ahead, and once we have made our step count as much as we want, we have to go ahead and increase its length also. And now we basically have the same stairs, only now they go a lot further, like this. So that's the most basic idea, is to take a look at all of these options. The thickness parameter controls the thickness of the boards that are facing towards the usually when you go up the stairs, like that. There's also a bevel. The bevel is basically the universal bevel for all of these parts of the stairs. You can leave it or not. I actually like the bevel a little bit to give it a little bit more of a nicer look, but that's completely optional. So these are the main parameters that you should always pay attention before you set up your rest of the stairs, because you want to actually be making stairs that are actually traversable. Now, the end of the stairs, in this case, if you take a look at the this example, what I have done, I have actually combined two stairs together with this HDA, and also I have used my cutout casing to make be a kind of like a closet for this this room, for this kind of a simple setup. Basically, I created these kind of trims around it, but the idea is that we can also extend the last part of the stairs. So let's take a look at these very quickly. If you go here, go to the thread, and there's option to extend back. The back is basically the last staircase. Basically, this will be like a stair landing, typically called landing, when you have like maybe a stair that goes between one and the first and second floor. There might be two staircases, and this halfway point would be like a landing where you can more easily, basically, maybe I don't know, rest up before going to the second one. So this is good when you want to create this kind of a setup where you need to combine two staircases together. The actual shape of the step can be controlled from this thread tab, which basically means that we can extend the sides of it. So typically there is a little bit of extension for the stairs. So the default one is 5 centimeters, which is maybe a little bit too big. I maybe changed a bit, but maybe like a 2 centimeter extension on the sides, and also in the front, maybe like a 2. Actually, we have to make it maybe a little bigger, like that. So like this, we can control the amount of chamfer at the sides of it. We can also have none of it, like this, and also the resolution of it, like that. And then if you want your profile, you apply profile, and the default one should look basically. You can control the profile of the bevel, which can be a little tricky to make it correctly or something that you like, but it is basically just internally just a bevel node. Basically, we just bevel these two corners instead of the straight bevel, we bevel with the profile. These has been promoted, so that's an option if you're making more of a fancier stairs. Now the riser has only one option, which means the enable or disable. So maybe some stairs, if you're making some like for the outdoors where you do not need as much of a fancy stairs, you can always disable it when you have more simpler stairs. Now let's go to the supports. Supports are pretty interesting because we can change the because sometimes, like in this setup I have here, the stairs are like supported by one wall a lot of the time, and it would make sure when we want to make sure that we do not bevel this side. So this is where the side option to bevel only one side, the specific side of the stairs, come in handy. Let's take a look at it. If you go to the supports and you say, okay, actually I do not want any thickness to the side A or B. So go to the B. So this is going to be B. If you disable, you see we no longer have any support on it, like this. So this would mean that we could put our stairs right at the wall. We can actually disable both of these. If we have if there are stairs that goes between walls, we do not actually want any bevel or any support there. We can just go ahead and disable them. But if we want, we can go ahead and say, okay, actually I want to increase the thickness of it. And the thickness is good for some cases like this, where I have made my thickness a little bit bigger because I wanted to put a wall cutout here. So this will be a good idea to put a bigger thickness for side that is being for the opposite side of the wall stair side. So let's take a look at what we have here next. And then we can also snap. So you saw that in that setup, we can actually snap to the bottom the sides. In this case, you can see it's going to take the sides of the staircase and going to put it downward like this. This could be extendable. This is good when you do not care about the supports that are inward, or they wouldn't even be visible anyway. You can just go ahead and put it like here, and that's it. Like in here, there's no need to see all of these because is not something that you wouldn't want to see for something like a residential staircase anyways. So that's for the extrusion. And then we can also add extra offset, and the extra offset was used also for this staircase to match the bottom of this one. And just a extra offset, that's it. Nothing really fancy about that. And now the number of the supports. Let me go ahead and disable the risers to see the support count. So the support count is pretty straightforward. We can change the size and also the thickness of each support. And one cool option is actually to fill the support. So let me take a look at this staircase and see how the fill is being used. So the fill option is actually being used for something like this, where you have like a concrete stairs, where there are no real separation between the thread or the riser, or basically just a one big concrete block of stairs. What you can do, let me take a look at which one uses this one. So this is a stair that goes downwards, and this is just a one single piece of geometry. And if we take a look at it, go to the support, we have disabled our sides A and B, and in the supports we have say actually just go ahead and fill the single support to the width of the stairs. Now we have one single piece of stairs that could be like your concrete stairs that goes somewhere, where some maybe like for the unfinished buildings or anything like that, because that's how actually modern stairs are being made by like a blocks of concrete blocks or something like this. Basically, they are pre-made and they are not really made out of wood anymore, for the houses anyway. Right. I mean, that's pretty much it, but this covers all the options for the stairs. So the UVs, you can also, the UVs are basically promoted my UVs by CMHDA node. And if you want to make your HDA a little bit faster, you can disable the UVs and then get the look that you want and then enable them. But since it's just a simple staircase, the speed advantage, I don't think it would be even all that much anyways. So that's depending on what your needs. And then the UV's attributes, and one thing that you can also do is the write the piece attribute, and this will be just a simple name attribute for your staircase. If you take a look at this, if you enable it, and by default it is set up to the using the opt name, basically the node's name as a setting this as a name attribute for the attribute as for this node. This would be good to separate your stairs, and it is built internally at the very end. So that's pretty much it. This covers the stairs. HDA is pretty simple, but it is very useful to when you are making your procedural buildings to have something that you can adjust for staircases. Okay, that's going to be it for this video, and see you next time.